Yeah, once again, hello. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the weight loss hypnotherapy program, and I'm also going to answer the most common questions that I get asked on the free consult call. That way you have quite a good understanding on what I offer and what hypnotherapy is and what we do. So the most common weight loss program that people sign up with me for is a 5-week weight loss program that includes a virtual gastric band. Now, when I work with weight loss, you may have heard in the video on the welcome page, but for me, it's really about why is the body holding weight? Why is it hard to change behaviors? What's going on in the background? So I teach this protocol to hypnotherapists around the world, around New Zealand, and my focus really is on why, and then using powerful hypnotherapy tools to do things like reconnect the full sensation again, cut down the amount of food we eat and get us out moving. So for me, weight loss in itself, the clients I generally see are reasonably healthy. Most of them don't eat a lot of food. Most of my clients know nearly everything there is to know about dieting because they've been there and done that. This has been something that's always been around. And when we really look into the mind and the nervous system, like I mentioned, I said in the welcome video, what I find is when we have an overwhelm of the nervous system, and it may be through life being a little bit stressful now, or it could just be a build-up of things that have happened through time, our body tends to show us that things are going on through either weight, pain, or mind stuff, which I call mental illness, anxiety, depression, those kind of things. So to me, weight is a way the body kind of talks to us. So working just on cutting food and moving your body more, to me, doesn't really work for most people. We need to do a lot of other things to get the mind and the body in line. A lot of the programs or behaviors that we do might have been set up from childhood as a way to feel calm, like emotional eating. So for me, it's about finding out why are these behaviors happening, working on past stuff in a really easy, safe, it's the easiest thing you'll ever do, safe way to shift things and calm the nervous system down. From there, we have all these really cool tools like the virtual gastric band, that makes it way easier for us to eat smaller amounts of food. Also, when we do this program, I focus really on what we would call intuitive eating. For me, it's about reconnecting our mind and our body together. So eating when we are truly hungry, stopping eating when we have a full sensation, moving towards foods that are good for us, getting into a space where, if you felt like having a little bit of cake, it's perfectly okay to have a little bit of cake, but consciously doing it and, not eating in a way that, there's biscuits in the kitchen and you start not to feel good about yourself. So you find yourself in the kitchen stuffing your face with food and not being able to stop, that roller coaster that we get on and then feel bad about ourselves. So for me, intuitive or conscious living or eating is being able to listen to our body and knowing when we are hungry and knowing when we're full and, moving towards foods that make us feel good and also moving our body, in a way that works for us. So, of course, we use hypnotherapy techniques, very powerful techniques to find out why the body is doing what it's doing, why it's hard for us to change behaviors. And then we have tools around getting where we want to go. One of the cool tools with hypnotherapy is even being able to go into the future and visualize what it is we really want. It seems like such a simple thing to do, but really, if we are walking through our day and our self-talk is, oh, I just can't lose weight, I'm not good enough, I can't go out and see friends because what am I going to wear? If this is our talk we're giving ourselves all day, how are we supposed to get to where we want to go? So hypnotherapy, there's really cool techniques where we can actually use our mind and use an altered state to go into the future and get our mind to really believe we're there, which of course will help change our thoughts and ideas as well. So one of the questions people ask is, can anyone be hypnotized? And my answer is, especially, you know, when I start explaining this and you know, summits or conferences and things, I say to people, if there is anything that you're doing that you don't want to be doing, but you can't stop doing it, and you find yourself doing it all the time, that to me is hypnosis. So are we hypnotizing you to stop doing a behavior, or are we taking off some kind of hypnosis that may have been in you for a very long time? So for me, it's like peeling away the layers of behaviors and programs that aren't ours, so that we can be here in the moment and actually choose what we want to do. You know, there might be, like I said, cake in the kitchen. And a lot of the time with people, when there's cake in the kitchen, our mind goes cake and we find ourselves wanting to eat it, and as if there's no choice there. For me, my goal is that a person knows that there's cake in the kitchen and they may choose to go and have a little piece. But what might happen is they have a little piece and then it satisfies them, because their goal, or the reason why they're losing weight or wanting to get healthy, is stronger and better than the need to eat that cake. And that's very easy to happen once you've worked out why the body is going for the cake and needing it. So, of course, with the hypnotherapy, we have lots of tools to work out why. So for the weight loss package, the program that we have, it's 5 weeks long. The first session is around 1.5 hours. And this is a session where we really dive into, I use a technique just to switch sensations that are coming up in your body that are causing behaviors. The one thing I love to do is teach you. So during this process, I am going to teach you what is happening in your brain, what is happening in your mind, because I am a teacher. It's what I do most of my time. So I will teach you what we're doing and how you can actually do this yourself at home. In the second session, we get into the gastric band. It is cool hypnosis. And this is the first session. I find people lose quite, you know, weight and feel good after the first session, because it does calm the nervous system down. The second session, yeah, gastric band. And then you get a couple of recordings that you listen to from then on. And when you work with me, I have an app that you get given, and the app has quite a lot of recordings for different things like sleep, you know, feeling anxious, food things, you know, recordings to listen to when you're out walking. I do give you quite a lot of recordings in the app. I love to make recordings. From there, the third to fifth session is really tailored to you. There's lots of different techniques, things I can teach, you know, yeah, heaps of things we can do in those sessions. I do have a bit of a guide of what we do each week, but for me, it's really focused on you and what you bring in that week. For me, it's really important. Weight loss is a very, you know, all areas of our life seem to influence how we feel about our body and our weight. So for me, it's really important that the sessions that we have together are really tailored with what you bring in. We work on all different things. People do ask me, you know, I've got a bit of anxiety or depression and weight, you know, what should I tackle first? And for me, it's all around the same thing. So I say to people, look, sign up for the 5 weeks and we are going to work on whatever comes up and include weight into it. Like I said, for me, it's our body is talking to us. It's telling us a story, and all these different things that are coming up, feelings, sensations, and even the body choosing to hold weight, you know, as things that we work on together. So yeah, that's the 5-week weight loss program. I do have a recorded program available. Some people choose to buy that as a product on its own. It's got a lot of the recordings that I do together in person. And some people choose to buy the recorded program and then add on a 1 session, which for me is that first clearing session where we really get in and find out why things are going on. It's an incredibly powerful session. So there are different ways of working with me. Most of my clients work online because I work internationally. I do find online actually better than in person. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we're working with the mind, and we're working in a place where, you know, you need to feel really safe and relaxed. Hypnosis is not relaxation, but, you know, if the environment's a little bit noisy and there's new sounds and you've had to rush to find a car park or whatever, you know, I find people can come in, more overwhelmed than when they're just jumping on Zoom at home. At home, the sounds in your environment, you know them, your mind knows everything going on. So for me, a lot of my clients are online, and I love to work that way. Some people want connection. So I have clients that want to come in and hang out and see me in person because they don't get a lot of connection in life. Maybe they work online themselves, or, maybe there's, the people around them are quite busy. So some people do love to come in and just have that connection, or someone, to chat with, a real human. So, whatever suits you is fine. I am based in Rotorua, so I've got a little clinic room there that I use. Yeah, so if you do have any other questions, have them ready. Before I see anybody in a session, I like to have a quick phone call, which, if you just fill in the free consult form below and send that through, I will get hold of you within a couple of days and just give you a call and answer any questions, connect, and yeah, bring any questions that you have. You'll find me on YouTube. If you Google YouTube or Facebook, there's things, lots of things on me talking about hypnosis and what it is and trainings and things. So you'll find a lot of information that way. So I hope this has answered your questions. Reach out when you're ready to do this and shift stuff and get healthy.